Have you ever wondered whether just eating salads is going to accelerate your weight loss? Well, the Korea Times, which is an odd place, it's an odd place to be reading from, I'm aware, the other day published an article which said eating salads alone won't accelerate weight loss. A balanced combination of protein, fiber, and carbs are crucial to sustain fullness and overall health. Many people trying to lose weight instinctively turn to salads filled with vegetables. However, restricting meals in an extreme way can usually lead to binge eating. Yes, I agree. If your idea of trying to lose weight is just filling up your plate with lettuce and tomato and maybe a bit of onion, then yes, you're going to be hungry because there's no protein there. You're going to need probably significantly more calories to actually have the energy you need to support yourself on a day to day basis. Think of it like this: like if you lost your job today and you picked up a new job tomorrow, but that job didn't pay enough for you to actually be able to pay your mortgage, be able to pay for the food that you need, then that job wouldn't be very good. And when you're only eating salads, it's the same. You're not getting enough energy to actually sustain you, which in your mind, it could be good for weight loss, right? You think to yourself like it's just calories in, calories out, isn't it, Raul? Yes, but when people drop their calories too much, then they don't end up just losing weight. They also end up losing the will to live, and nobody needs that. Experts emphasize the need for a diet that sustains a feeling of fullness, often cautioning against dieting while enduring hunger. You see, do experts say that because if you're trying to lose weight, you're going to be hungry, and I think we don't speak about that enough because it's like a byproduct of you being in like a calorie deficit. You're going to be hungry because you don't have enough food coming in, and your body is utilizing its own fat stores. But we're going to brush past that. Instead, they recommend combining protein and soluble dietary fiber to sustain the feeling of being full. True, you need fiber because fiber will help you stay full. In fact, for most people, I'd recommend 5 to 7 grams of fiber with every single one of their main meals as a baseline to start with to ensure that you are feeling full. If you combine that with 20 to 30 grams of protein, then you'd be laughing and you won't be thinking about food till the next main meal. Studies show that as protein passes through the gastrointestinal tract, it stimulates the release of a hormone called GLP-1, which creates a feeling of fullness through the same mechanism as the key ingredient in the weight loss drug Wegovy. Well, actually, it's the same hormone that gets produced with any of the weight loss drugs. Wegovy, this article might be sponsored by them, or Ozempic, or Rituximab. A lot of the times, just based on which type of GLP you are using, you might have one, two, or three. So Ozempic is a GLP-1, Wegovy is a GLP-1, Mounjaro I think tries to use two of the receptors. Rituximab I believe uses three of the receptors. So there's different types of them. Experts say this should be combined with dietary fiber, such as that found in apples, kiwis, and blueberries, that reaches the large intestine and triggers additional satiety hormones, like I just explained earlier. In fact, multiple studies have shown that diets high in protein are effective in reducing appetite and promoting weight loss, like I explained earlier. In particular, consuming sufficient protein at breakfast tends to reduce total daily calorie intake. However, this does not mean carbohydrates should be completely eliminated. Not at all. Like you need carbs are not the enemy. Carbs are actually, if your body was a car, carbs would be the fuel you want to actually get your body to go as far as it can. Carbohydrates are also an essential energy source, and maintaining balance is important. If any one component is lacking, there is a higher risk of muscle loss or binge eating. Well, actually, for you to not lose muscle, you want to make sure that you're hitting your protein targets and that you're eating above a maintenance or a higher target of protein. If you actually ate enough calories but you were still lacking protein, then you could also still lose muscle. Eating protein together with dietary fiber creates a first wave of satiety signals in the stomach and small intestine, followed by a second wave in the large intestine, extending the duration of fullness. It is recommended to get protein from foods such as beef, chicken, tofu, and eggs, and to choose fruits like apples, blueberries, kiwis, which have a low glycemic index and high nutritional satiety density. It doesn't matter where you get your protein from, really. Like protein is protein. You could also get it from protein powders or, milk or like yogurt. Protein is protein. Your body's going to absorb it, give or take, the same way. When choosing meat, lean cuts are recommended. These include chicken breast, pork hind leg, and beef round. Compared to pork belly, pork hind leg contains 1.5 times more protein and only about 1/3 of the calories. Yes, if you want to make sure that you are getting a high amount of protein and a low amount of calories, try and choose cuts of meat that have less fat on them. Beef is very low in fat and rich in protein. Some people believe that eating meat leads to weight gain. Those people would be wrong. It's not eating meat alone or eating carbs alone is not what leads to weight gain or even eating fat alone. What leads to weight gain is you eating more calories than your body needs. However, protein rich cuts help maintain muscle and reduce fatigue. They're also rich in iron and zinc, which help prevent anemia and boost immunity. Above all, protein reduces the secretion of ghrelin, the hormone that stimulates appetite, leading to reduced food intake overall. Interesting. So, essentially, you could lose weight by just eating salads. However, if you were just eating salads and those salads don't include a decent amount of protein, then you would be lacking in what you need to actually be able to build muscle. You would also be pretty hungry and not be getting enough of the actual nutrients that you need from your food. If you were to just eat salads, which I'm not sure why you would do that, why would you have a salad for breakfast? Like, that's just weird. If you were to just eat salads to try and lose weight, I would make sure that you're getting a lot of color. If you happen to have a lot of color in your salad, you're most likely going to get lots of different minerals, vitamins, and all the different nutrients that you need from the different kinds of vegetables that you should be getting from those salads. But realistically, you don't need to just eat salads if you're trying to lose weight. If you were trying to lose weight, what I would recommend is that you learn how to track your calories, and secondly, that you figure out what your body needs to be in a calorie deficit at, which you can do by just utilizing my free calorie calculator, which is in the link below. If you enjoyed today's video, please let me know. If you have any questions, hit them up in the comment section. And if not, have a good day.